So, got another project here going on. Light up my torch. I forgot to turn on my propane again. Turn my propane on so I can use our striker. I turn off my oxygen. Propane. Turn on my oxygen. So this one, I'm not even sure how it's pronounced. I decided to make another moon, but this one is a moon of Jupiter. The letters are I-O, but I'm not sure if it's Io or Io or O. I don't know. We'll go ahead and just call it Io. So I did my little. It's the same rod that we used in the first video that I decided to use a voiceover app. It's that brownish. It's like it's so clear. It's so close to being white or clear that it's not even funny, but it's not clear. So I'm heating up the area I'm working with. You can see it getting hot there. This is my striking glass again. On this one, I decided to go striking glass in gray. I look up. I just go off of like pictures I see online. You know, I just Google it, picture of this moon, and like, oh, I got that color. I got this color. I can do that. So I'm at my first line, as you can see. And I'm getting a little bit close to the end of my stringer here, so I'm going to have to make it into another stringer. I'm showing you, like, oh, that was close. Oh. And there's our lines with the striking glass. This are our first lines. So this is the gray. I use this in the Earth Moon one, and maybe a couple other videos. These rods actually last a while. You know, it's crazy to think that. I mean, to me, I think that whenever I first started doing this, that I would be going through a whole lot more glass than I did. But actually, the thing that I go through the most of, really, is clear glass. Which makes, I mean, it makes sense, considering, you know, every time I make a marble or anything or whatever, you know, this marble right here I'm making is on this clearish glass. It's not clear glass. A big, at least about inch of that every time I make anything is used. Cut off. It's gone when it's done. And then you got all your punties, your smaller clear rods. It's 5 mil. And every time majority of what I lose with that is adding my clear glass over my stripes that I twist. So I'm pinching off a little bit of that glass to make it pointy, get a small area, surface area. I'm about to twist this glass, twist the stripes, just striking and the gray. So if you want to keep your flame kind of low, see me sitting there twisting it, seeing it getting hot. Keep your flame off that punty. That way you can get a clean break. See it getting hot, it's starting to get yellow. Now, see my right hand starting to stop. That's me starting to add resistance and starting to twist it. Looking at it, add a little bit more of a twist, get it to where I like it to be. where it looks good. Go down a little bit, break off the punty. Now I'm going to clean up my punty a little bit so that I can get a good start on adding clear glass, because that's going to be the same rod that I use to add clear glass. And the clear glass is just to add depth. You know, you can make a marble just by adding your twists and stuff and then start melting it down, but it'll be on the surface. So, you know, if you ever seen like a marble that you get like, you know, in a bag of marbles that, you know, to play the Jackson Marbles game or whatever, you know, this, or just any marble you've ever seen where it has that stuff down in the center and it's like little twists and the green and stuff. That's how you get your depth, add and clear. Now, another thing I do in my videos, my marbles, is over these, I typically would add dots. So after I add my stripes and twist them and then clear glass, I would add dots. And I'll leave that as the last layer. But since these are like moons and planets that I've been making recently, there's not really a point. Like a moon, or maybe I could have maybe a couple here and there just because it's like a crater or something. But you know, it's just for the sake of video and the channel and just what I'm doing. So here what I'm doing now is I broke off my punty. It was two rods that were already put together. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting them back together so I can use it. Because you know, it just saves me a little bit of work later on because I was going to do it either way. So let's put it back together, lay it down, let it cool down. Start melting this glass down. See it start getting hot, start to turn red. Once it turns red, it starts turning yellow. Whenever it's in the, you know, the red and the yellow stage of heat, it's really malleable. It's molten. Once it starts getting to the white, you start getting white. That's too hot. You don't want that hot. That's whenever it starts boiling. It starts getting bubbles in there and stuff. You want to keep it away from that. You want to keep it in the yellow stage. So just melt it down. And I kind of messed it up. Knocked my marble against my torch there. So I'm just straightening it out a little bit. That's funny, I just hit my vape, and I just hit my vape in the video right afterwards. So we're just melting it down. Getting it nice and hot. There's a lot of points in glass blowing and flame working that you're going to get the glass this hot. So you see it's nice and round. That's the whole, like, if you were to hold it horizontally in the flame, it wouldn't be that round, which means you'd have to make it round, which I've done and I can do, but it's just like, why not just take a step out of it and just hold it downwards and let gravity do the work for you. So, you know, so I've taken it to the marble mold twice at this point. Up and down, up and down. I'm looking at it, showing you the colors, the swirls and all that. So, you see me grab up this punty. Normally, if you were to hold it horizontally instead of downwards, like I do now, you would have to do about at least 4 or 5 times into the marble mold. I did the third time just to make sure it was smooth. It's really easy for the marble or the glass. Whenever it might be round, but it might have a little bump in there or something. That was just me getting the bumps out. So I attached my punty. I'm do a flame cut. And I can't remember if I took off any excess glass on this one or not, but took it out, look at it. You want to keep it close to the marble. You don't want to have it like halfway down the marble or the rod. Something crazy. Yeah, I took off a little bit. So I took off just a tiny little thing there. So now I'm mounting that down. This is going to be the lens. These are all vortex marbles. So if you look into the eye of it, you're seeing inside the marble and you're seeing the spirals and stuff. If you look outside the marble, you're seeing all this, it's just... So I'm mounting it down, getting it nice and neat. See how hot it is? Getting nice and hot. That's a hot tamale right there. You touch that and you'd have a bad day. It would ruin your day. So I'm working on the other half. Up and down, twist, 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 back and forth. Making weird faces. See, it's just this half of the marble now in the flame. The other half's already formed. Up, down, twist, twist, twist. Showing you it looks pretty round, nice and good. Now, a little bit just so there on the lens. That's where I flame cutted it, or flame cut it. So you gotta get, that's the lens. You want that to be nice and as perfect as you can get it. That's what you're gonna be looking into. So you break off your punty, and you're going to burn off the excess glass, which in this case there wasn't much. A little bit more. And we're done. So I want to show you, let's go ahead and start put up my stuff. Cut off my propane. Take my lenses off. And I'm going to show you the last marble I made in the previous video. That is Europa. That is one of Jupiter's moons. And let's see, this is Io. The letters are Io. See the difference? It's a different marble, different moon. And I compare it to the last one. So there's that one. There's Europa and Io. And there you go. There's another marble, another moon. I'm going to keep this going. I like it. I love doing this. I love this new app. Heck yeah, dude.